the new Washington region could be difficult, but not in the way we know it. Mostly in difficult regions in a SnowRunner, you're dealing with harsh terrain. In this region, you're dealing with very long trips and no fuel. But I'm here to make this region easier for you with some tips and tricks for Washington region. Now, the first tip. Go to the other maps in a convoy of trucks. This is something I do in most of the regions, especially if it's my first time going to another map. But if I'm going to another map that doesn't have a garage, I usually take other trucks with me. And in Washington, especially the times when you're going to Solace Bay, it's such a good idea to take other trucks with you. The way I do it is I have one Scout on my truck. I have another truck with a trailer that I need. In Washington, it was mostly a fuel carrier trailer. I attached that trailer to a second truck and then pulled that truck and trailer with the first truck. But here is a tip. The truck that you are pulling, make sure you put the gear in neutral. In this way, that truck that you are pulling is not going to slow you down on nice roads. And in Washington, you have access to a lot of nice roads. Now, why it's good to have more trucks in Solace Bay or even the other map, Selton River Mountains? So many times you need to pick up cargoes from these maps, but these maps don't have a garage. So if you have more trucks in these maps, you don't need to at first drive there from the garage and then get the cargo. You already have a truck in that area. For the next tip, fix the main highway first. The missions that you need to complete in order to get the main highway up and running should be your number one priority. Once you fix this highway, getting from one side of the map or one side of the region to another side of the region gets so much easier. Completing these missions at first could be a bit time consuming, but you just have to do it in order to fix the main highway. For the next tip, I've already mentioned fuel is going to be a challenge in this region. And in this entire region, you have access to one fuel station. So in Washington, you have to set up your own fuel stations around the whole region. Now, you can use different ways of having your fuel around the map. You can use a truck with a fuel tank add-on, or you can use a fuel carrier trailer, which I hope you got that to the other maps with your convoy. Now, where you can set up your fuel station is up to you, but it's better to have your fuel somewhere that is easy to access and you drive around that area a lot. Now for our next tip. The name of this tip could be a bit confusing, but it's a very, very important tip, and let me explain to you what it is. So you know these areas where you can craft something? These areas have this thing called cargo storage. In this cargo storage, you can store any cargo that you want. And this mechanic helps you a lot in Washington. So when you're going to, for example, Solace Bay to get metal beams or package sand or cement, you can bring more or as much as you can and deliver those cargoes to these cargo storages. My favorite cargo storage area is the railway because it's very close to the garage. So anytime I need some more metal beams or packaged sands, I'm not gonna drive all the way to Solace Bay to get them. I have them in the cargo storage of the railway. And sometimes you can just go and get the packaged sand or whatever it is you need and deliver them to this area for future contracts. In this way, you can save a lot of time. Same goes for logs. You can go to the log station, have many logs on your truck and deliver them all to that cargo storage. At some point, I had like 24 short logs and like 20 medium logs at that area, which helped me a lot. For the next tip, we have good crane for the transformers. For some of the contracts, you need to deliver this cargo called transformer. And these things are actually very heavy, so do not use a truck with a bad crane for this contract. I used the Tatra Phoenix for one of these contracts, and picking these things up was such a big challenge with the Tatra Phoenix. A truck like the Slater Elephant is a fantastic choice for picking these things up. The crane of that truck is very good. The next tip is about the trucks that you should use in this region. Fuel efficient and fast trucks are amazing for Washington. Being fuel efficient is absolutely necessary for this region, but being fast it's not necessary but helps a lot. Fuel efficient and slow trucks are a good choice, but you just need to be very patient. Now, what are some good trucks for Washington? I have 3 trucks in mind that I would say these 3 trucks are the absolute best for Washington. The first one is Mack Pinnacle. In general, heavy-duty trucks in this region are very good, and Mack Pinnacle is just insanely good for Washington. It's fast, it's not that fuel thirsty, you have a big fuel tank, you have extra fuel on the roof rack, this truck supports crane, bed and trailer combo, and even in the muddy areas, Mack Pinnacle is not going to struggle that much. And this truck is good for overloading, which can help you a lot in Washington. The next truck is Kenworth C500. This truck is really good for this region too, for the exact same reasons as for Mack Pinnacle. And the next one, which was my favorite in this region, the Western Star 47X NF1424. This thing plus the step deck semi-trailer is an absolute beast in Washington. This truck is very fast, it's very fuel efficient, you have extra fuel on the roof rack, you can have the saddle low plus the crane at the same time, and you can carry so much cargo so fast with that step deck trailer. So I would definitely recommend using this truck and trailer in Washington if you have this truck. Now, one level below these trucks, we have Mack Defense, the Freightliner FLD 120, Kenworth 963, and Dairy Special. These trucks are also very good and useful in Washington. Now, if you are fine with using slow trucks, Tatra Force and Azov Atom are great choices too. They are very fuel efficient, you have access to a lot of fuel, but they are very slow. Now, for the non-DLC trucks, Vorongrat, Azov 73210, and the white Western Star are some of the best choices. Now for the last tip, which is more of a bonus tip. And it's up to you, you want to use it or not. For some of the contracts in Washington, you need to deliver some water. In Washington, where you need to get the water is very far from your garage. And you don't really need to get the water only from that area. You can go to Ontario. In that region, you can find a water tower very close to your garage. Get the water from over there, retain your truck, go back to Washington, and now you have a truck with water. If the water is not enough, you can use a truck like Zig 612H or a truck that has extended water tank. In this case, you can have access to more water. And that's it for today's video. I see you in the next one.